to a point here. You're not going to be chain smoking around me, tough guy, okay?
The hell does that have to do with tough guy nothing? I don't get it. Okay, tough girl.
He's willing to sort of flip his position and kind of present himself as a feminist right there.
How? What are you talking about, lady?
They must say that they are sending you in to debate on their behalf regarding the Charlie Kirk case.
Wait, what? She wants them to lie? Data brokers make billions selling your information to spammers, scammers, and anyone willing to pay. You technically agreed to it, but it was buried in the terms and conditions nobody reads. Every account you create feeds the machine, and they're betting you'll never stop. Most privacy services remove your data after it's already out there. The real problem is every new sign-up creates another vulnerability. That's why I use Cloaked. Cloaked finds where your data is being sold and removes it. Better yet, it gives you unlimited burner emails, usernames, and phone numbers so your real identity stays private. You can even call, text, and email through those burners inside the app. Data brokers end up buying worthless information instead of yours. It completely turns the tables. It also monitors the dark web, including a built-in VPN and password manager, filters spam calls with AI, and comes up to $1 million in identity theft insurance. Go to cloak.com and enter your phone number for a free security scan. In just seconds, you'll see if your social security number is being sold right now. The longer you wait, the more your information gets bought and sold. Head to cloak.com/crucible to get 30% off any plan. We have a very, very upset woman here who's about to be very upset with yours truly and tell you a whole big pack of lies, which I can't wait to show you. Always good. Here we go. Assuming this actually works this time. All right.
First, it has come to my attention that an individual who I had literally never heard of in my life.
She had never heard of me in her life. I want you to hear that again. I don't know. How do you start a cope stream off? By lying immediately. That's the question. Says, never heard of this individual in my entire life.
First, it has come to my attention that an individual who I had literally never heard of in my life went onto Joe Rogan signaling that I am scared to debate him regarding the Charlie Kirk case and that he's...
Yep. Now, see, remember, she said that she's never heard of me in her entire life, right? That wouldn't be a fib, would it? She wouldn't be putting us on, would she? Well, yes, she would. This is from Nick Mateo. Candace Owens just shared 2 comments from her YouTube. They're both from Andrew Wilson on alt accounts to troll her, and Candace reposted them. Oh boy, and wouldn't you know it? Candace Owens says, "No, you're just dumb and fell for him trolling the comments. You guys are so gullible. Blah, 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 blah." Oops. Oops. Now, you might want to take a notation here of the timestamp. This is trivial, of course, but I just think it's really funny. This was on July 30th. I went down and did the Joe Rogan broadcast on the 4th, and I believe it was aired on the 5th. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Never heard of me. I don't know why you're tweeting about me then if you never heard about me. Very strange behavior from Mrs. Owens. But that's okay. I'm sure that they'll just say, no, that's not a lie because, it's only people who are oppositional to her for some reason. They're the liars, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we'll keep on going with the cornucopia of cope.
Offered me $300K to do so. So just, the backstory leading up to this moment is that the host of the Whatever podcast, who I do know, a guy named Brian Atlas, reached out to my PR guy, Mitchell, with an offer of $50K for me to debate this person. And then he upped the amount, I think, to $150K initially. I immediately dismissed it. I genuinely had never heard of the name Andrew Wilson before.
Except you have.
And my assumption was that this was a PR ploy, a move for some young influencer that was coming up through the ranks and had a little bit of money to spend to get their name out there. It's almost like.
Does anybody believe this bullshit? Do any of you believe any of this bullshit? Any of you? I never heard of the guy before. Never. I never heard of him. Who's that guy? Just what a crock of shit. These people are so full of shit.
Like, and people do this. You try to buy an ad for yourself. It's an industry strategy to get your name out there. Of course, the Charlie Kirk case was not some gimmick to me. We have not been asking for money, just a public discussion with Turning Point USA, one of their affiliates, regarding the case.
Yeah, but there's no actual good reason that Owens or any of her camp can give why Turning Point USA, who's not suspected of doing anything, needs to go and answer Candace's questions, but Candace doesn't need to answer other inquirers' questions about her positions. Nobody, by the way, nobody can explain that glaring contradiction. It makes zero sense why it is that Candace Owens is owed any answers by Turning Point USA, but owes no answers to people who are inquisitive about her crazy-ass positions. Super credible, per usual. I don't know which one you're referencing, if you're referencing Owens there.
Whether that be Blake Neff, Andrew Colvett, Erica Kirk, Yankin Bank Frank, somebody who was there on the scene that day. We've offered them the floor repeatedly. Now, what I had not appreciated until people began sending me clips of this Andrew Wilson guy following,
who you'd never heard about before until you saw me on Joe Rogan, even though you tweeted about me before I went on Joe Rogan.
His sit down on Joe Rogan, is that he is sort of affiliated with Turning Point USA, another person in their orbit that they're boosting, so much so that he's apparently hugging Erica Kirk at.
My God, that monster. That monster, Andrew Wilson.
Turning Point USA headquarters. I will let you take a listen to what he told Joe Rogan during their sit down. Take a listen.
We offered. That guy is really good looking, by the way. I mean, just objectively, he's a very handsome fellow. Candace Owens offered her $300,000 to do a debate. I was like, ooh, who's we? Well, that would be me and Brian Atlas. Brian Atlas offered up $100K of the pot, and I offered up $200K of the pot. That would be who we are. But I'm guessing that she's inferring that we would be an evil hatched plan by Turning Point USA. Idiot. Like, we'll give you $300,000.
What is her position? What does she think happened?
She thinks that Israel worked in conjunction with TPUSA and Erica Kirk to Charlie. And that's exactly what she thinks, by the way.
Based on what?
Well, that's the $1 million question. Yes, it is the $1 million question. This guy's a smart guy. She knows. You've been arguing with Ian and hosted her show while she's been on maternity leave for last baby. She's seen the tweets. And she knows. She's full of shit. Smoky, huggy man bad. Yes, I know. I gave a widow a hug. I'm a monster. I get it. She's already trying to poison the well. Let her poison it. Nobody actually knows. She's never presented a single shred of evidence thus far that Israel ever worked to Kirk. Nope. That Erica Kirk certainly didn't. In fact, nope. In fact, her position for the longest time was if Erica Kirk comes out and tells me to stop, which she did, stop this, to stop the conspiracy on this, I will. So Erica did. She went out publicly and she was like, enough, enough. You're just causing more problems than good here as this investigation's going on. And then suddenly Erica's now part of the conspiracy. That is, in fact, what happened, by the way. By the next day, she's trying to cover it up. She's part of the conspiracy, too. When I went to the TPUSA HQ, and I talked to Erica briefly while I was there, the first thing I did was... Okay, here comes the monster part. Andrew Wilson being a monster, as usual. That hug was promised to her 3,000 years ago. Was what I think every normal, moral human being would ever do. I gave her a hug. And I told her how god-awful sorry I was that happened to her. Like, could you even imagine how that's got to feel for her? especially now that she has tens of thousands of people accusing her of and conspiring to and then cover up what happened to her own. I mean, that's like mind-boggling psychological torture on a level that I've never seen. That's exactly right. That guy is real smart. And I've been saying it from the very beginning. The second that this turned this way, that I've seen this sort of psychological warfare before, just at a smaller scale. I saw it against my own wife. I've seen it myself. I know exactly what this game is. Shaming tactics don't stop inconvenient conversations anymore.
Yeah, and hindsight is 2020, but given the reaction, I think it probably would have been better for her to like lay low for a little while.
1000%.
The going out with the sparklers was not a great idea. Like all that was not a great idea because it just seemed insane.
Thank you, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it's an awful convenient place to cut the clip before he agrees with my position on it. Thing that's interesting is that Joe likes to do this, is the way that he does conversations. He'll kind of devil's advocate a bit until the position gets out there, and then he can agree or disagree with it. Very convenient. She cuts the clip there.
For saying that, people were going, yeah, okay. Now I'm interested because first off, I wasn't expecting Andrew Wilson to look like that. I understand, I guess, perhaps could probably guess how you magically fell into money to be running around offering $300K for.
It was magic, ladies and gentlemen. Magic. Magic that I fell into money. Man, I didn't know that. See, here I thought I'd worked my ass off for 6 years, battling my way across the internet against every leftist scumbag in existence, and earned every dime that I got. But apparently, it's magic. Oh, 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 it's magic. Magic money.
A conversation. And I
Not a conversation, a debate.
also now understand, having looked into it, why Blake Neff and Andrew Colvat seem to be boosting you on X. Now,
why? Why do they seem to be boosting me on X? I'm curious.
For everyone who was like me and legitimately did not know who this man was.
Oh, they all know who I am. Sorry, lady.
5 minutes ago.
They all know.
Andrew Wilson apparently had a presence in the manosphere debating feminists. And
nope, wrong again.
And that would explain why he was appearing on the Whatever podcast, which regularly features these sorts of debates. I've been on the Whatever podcast and I've done these debates. So is Charlie Kirk.
And you were terrible at them. Absolutely awful at them. Kirk was better, but you were pretty bad at them. Abracadabra, alakazam.
But now, of course, for, I guess, either the right price or a chance at staying or being in the limelight,
it's about being in the limelight. Well, it's about destroying terrible positions which are bad for the conservative movement. A thing which the Crucible has excelled at for 6 straight years and is going to continue to excel at. When you have terrible positions and you poison the minds of people away from conservative politics and Christian ethics, you actually do serious damage to the nation. Not magic, just grift from above. Yes, it is the gift of grift. She wouldn't have even responded to this if she didn't feel that you were something she needed to get ahead of. Oh, yeah. Look, she gives the game away quite a bit here. Oh, damn, look at you falling into my money. To hell with Candace, yeah. One of the most super chatted channels in the world, one of the top super chatted channels in the United States, usually within the top 5. Well, how did Andrew get his money? She's insinuating Erica Kirk gave you $200,000 to give to her so she could debate whether Erica unalived her husband. Yes, this is her theory. Her theory is that TPUSA gave me a bunch of money to challenge her to debate on whether or not TPUSA was involved in the murder of Charlie Kirk. A brilliant strategy by Mrs. Owens. Man, As a debate opponent, I'm already terrified.
willing to sort of flip his position and kind of present himself as a feminist right there, tasked with defending Erica Kirk taking
What? I actually don't even understand how she gets to this logically. Can somebody explain it to me? How do you even get to this?
right there, staying or being in the limelight. He's willing to sort of flip his position and kind of present himself as a feminist right there.
How? What the fuck is she What are you talking about, lady? What the hell is she talking about? He's kind of flipping his position and turning into a feminist right there. What? How? What is she talking about?
Tasked with defending Erica Kirk taking over her late husband's company.
Who tasked me to do this? Did you notice that she never actually said who tasked me to go defend Erica Kirk and her blah, 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 blah? Never actually says who does this. Candace is great at this. She likes to make conjecture without telling you any of the details because she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. Wait, so she says she doesn't know who you were before Joe Rogan, but somehow knows all your positions on feminism to the point that somehow you flip them? Yes. And also tweeted about me, but must have forgotten about that just a few days before I went on Joe Rogan. Go figure. It's like she has amnesia. I don't know. Does Candace have amnesia? I have no idea. Didn't she come into a large sum of money via her husband? Yes. You need to counter stipulate that she make and present you a sandwich. Why would I do that? I just want a debate. She's stating you're part of the manosphere, which you don't defend, or which doesn't defend women, and that's what you're doing with Erica Kirk. You're now a feminist. That also would make zero sense. Even that is it's a nonsense position. Hey, I'm not part of the manosphere. I've taken them on as much as I have taken on feminists. In fact, I've even called them meninists. A lot of it, I think, is feminism for men, or I call them degenerates and tangle with them just as much. I'm a Christian ethicist. I'm in all of these different spaces.
A $250 million organization while the kids are back home with no parents as she travels the country. Now he's sympathetic to those positions. Now, Andrew Wilson.
Now he's sympathetic to those positions. Sympathetic to the fact that when anytime, and I don't know why these people get this wrong all the time, but this is something she would get devastated on in the debate too. Do you realize the distinction between a woman who decides on their own to become a girl boss and take over be the CEO, work their whole life towards that, and somebody whose husband was and they're taking over his legacy so that it doesn't get destroyed? Do you see how there could be a distinction to be made there? That when we're talking about the girl boss archetype, or we're talking about the single mother on purpose archetype, that doesn't generally apply to women whose husbands were as highly placed as Kirk and were publicly assassinated. That's the rules kind of go out the window a little bit there. How would this broke bum possibly afford to put up $200,000 to debate me? It's like, lady, my channel makes more super chat revenue than your channel does.
Looks to be about 50 years old. That's the best that I could do in terms of finding his age.
The best that she could do. Even though every single episode of whatever, basically, or almost all of them, you give your name and your age. I'm Andrew Wilson. I'm 42. But okay, fair enough.
Point that I really was
Detective Owens couldn't figure out how old I was.
surprised by, because again, I thought this was someone younger coming through the ranks.
Why? Why would you even assume that? Why is that even an assumption? Please stop leaving your magical money in my wallet, Smokey Man. I'll try, bro. I'll try.
Worry not, though, because when he debates, he's always drinking a beer. So he wants you.
I mean, that's also not true. Occasionally when I debate, I'm drinking a beer, but usually it's on a really long podcast. It was 8 or 9 or 10 hours. Sometimes I'll have a beer then. And sometimes during a 1v1 debate, I'll have a beer, but I don't usually drink during a debate either.
He's cool.
That's true.
His ex-profile pic is of hhim smoking a cig.
That's also true. Handsome devil, that guy.
Because that's like 50-year-old man doing this is crazy. That's his brand.
42-year-old man.
Or something. He's like Timu Danny Zuko from Greece, but with a potty mouth, to be sure. Greece was a clean movie, born to hand.
Oh, can't do the cussing. Can't do the cussing. You can accuse people of being involved in a conspiracy to their family members, but saying they fucking are involved in a conspiracy to their family members, that's just a little too far. A little bit too far, ladies and gentlemen. I credit Eminem for her downfall. Anyone that guy dishes in a song seems to get off the deep end. Good point.
I actually really liked it. He chain smokes throughout debates and he denigrates people so that people know just how like fresh to death he is.
Okay. I don't know what the hell she's talking about there. Match energy. If someone's being a complete asshole to me, I'll be a complete asshole back. But if they're not, I'm not. Pretty simple. $20. It's hard for me not to think Candace is kind of evil because she's basically using tragedy of her dead friends to make money while psychologically abusing and publicly shaming and attacking his wit. Listen, you need to understand the distinction in worldviews. From Candace Owens' worldview, she's a hero. She's at the head of the biggest crowdsourced, crowdfunded whodunit mystery of our lifetime. And she's leading the charge. And in the morning, she puts on her tweed jacket and tweed hat, and she gets to mystery solving. She gets in her little mystery machine van, and she drives over, and she gets out her little magnifying glass, and she starts the mystery solving process to figure out who done it. She pull the mask off. The problem is she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about or doing. And so after months of investigating this, she's come up with nothing. Not a single viable alternative to the state and Tyler Roth. Nothing. She has no viable alternative to this at all. Imagine spending all of that money on a tweed suit and magnifying glass and coming up with nothing. Nothing. Almost a year. Nothing. It's hard. Yeah. So never attribute to evil. Like that cringe, it's demonic. Stop it. Stop it. Stupidity. Stupidity is even more dangerous than evil. Even more dangerous. Too far, Andrew. Too far. She's such a super sleuth solving the Charlie Kirk case, but can't investigate how old you are. Brilliant. Yes, this is a genius we're dealing with here, ladies and gentlemen. Brilliant. In every single capacity, she's brilliant. Her investigatory powers and prowess is second only to that of one Sherlock Holmes. Second only to, by the way. Woman tax incoming, says Fiona. Oh, whoa, Fiona. That's quite the name. She says she provided more evidence than protection in this clip. The most illogical person with a large platform besides Brian Shapiro. Probably.
I really shudder at this prospect. Well, here's my counteroffer. Now that I know that turning
there's going to be a counteroffer.
points in the orbit.
Turning points in the orbit. How do we know this again? Did we establish how we know turning points in the orbit yet? Has anybody established this yet? How did we get to this part? But anyway, she's established that since TPUSA is in the orbit, then what now?
Right. Andrew Wilson currently trending on X.
Just say it again. Say it again.
Turning points in the orbit. Right. Andrew Wilson currently trending on X.
Ooh. Trending on X. Bit of a blow to the old ego, I guess, eh? For once, there's a platform that's much larger than theirs that they can't control. The Joe Rogan podcast, they can't control it. Biggest podcast in the world. They couldn't control the narrative. And so they freaked out, boy. Andrew Wilson trending on X. Joe Rogan trending on X. They freaked the out and zerged out of their mind. They started zerging. Thank you. Stu Peters said today, all he wanted out of your debate was to get you to admit you were paid by TPUSA, a thing which I never denied. A thing which I never denied, that I went and taught a one-day debate course and then charged them for it. Ooh, man. Up there on that payroll, these people don't know what an independent contractor is. They don't know that I give debate lessons to people all over the world all the time. I don't get it.
By the way, for having lied to Joe Rogan throughout this entire interview.
No, told him the truth and was one of the few who ever did. I didn't try to sensationalize shit. I just stuck to the facts. That's it. I stuck to the facts.
This obviously backfired.
It obviously backfired. Then why are you talking about it? Why are you yapping your yap about it, Candace, if it backfired? It's because what actually happened, there's a platform who's larger, whose narrative they can't control. And they panicked. And this is what panic looks like. Respecting someone is easy when you agree with them. For the first time, I find myself on the other side, which is when respect actually counts. She's still losing it, though. No question about that. There's no question about it.
Comments are amazing, making fun of him, and nobody buying the Erica Kirk slop, the Christian slop.
All lies, by the way. It's true that they started zerging, but actually people were calling them nutcases and Fruit Loops and freaks and weirdos. Same thing on the YouTube side. And they were zerging hard, boy. Sharing it everywhere, and which of course created more views for the episode, which of course is good for me.
Trying to emote to make us feel like anything that's happened since Charlie Kirk's assassination makes sense.
Yeah, nothing makes sense. None of it. It's just nothing makes sense, guys. I can't make sense of this. I can't make sense of it. Why can't we come on, guys. I want to make sense of it. Why can't we make sense of what happened? It doesn't make any sense. You're telling me that this guy was really upset because he was a Fruit Loop and went and Charlie? That doesn't make any sense.
That we should feel bad for caring and investigating. But anyway, he's trying.
Let me unequivocally get this message out to all of these people. You are LARPing. All of you are LARPing. You're not investigators. You're dumbasses. As Red Foreman would say from that 70s show, you're a dumbass. You are not investigating anything. Your investigation has uncovered nothing. You have not done anything at all to help with this investigation. How can I prove it? Prosecutors used nothing from you. Nothing. I'm sorry, the defense. Defense has used nothing from you. Defense has not done anything, done nothing to help, or they've done nothing to help the defense. Nothing. Haven't used a single thing from them. The investigators. Not investigating shit. And if they are, they're the worst investigators on planet Earth. Somebody asked me the other day, why don't you do a college campus tour with TPUSA? You're one of the best debaters out there on the right. I said, well, that's a nice compliment, but here's why. Because a left-wing lunatic will kill me, and then her fan base will blame my wife and my best friends for it. No qualms whatsoever about debating this chick. It'll be easy as pie. And by the way, I'll concede, no ad homs, no personal attacks. The first person who makes one, in fact, they forfeit. Totally fair. You never even have to worry about a single ad hom, single personal attack. We'll just go straight facts, but I get to cross-examine your claims.
Because he similarly in this discussion with Joe Rogan lied in relation not just to me, but tried to pretend that I'm somehow tangential to the leftist Un-F America tour. I've never so much as spoken to them.
Never said you did.
But then he also lied about them. He's
Nope, didn't lie about them either.
Accusing them of laundering money.
Nope, never accused them of laundering any money.
And doing this on Joe Rogan's platform.
None of that ever even happened. She just made it all up. Imagine, she just made the whole thing up. Listen again. This lunatic just making shit up in her own brain.
In relation, not just to me, but tried to like pretend that I'm somehow tangential to the leftist Un-F America tour. I've never so much as spoken to them.
Never claimed that she spoke to them. Ever. Never happened once. Let me help you with what the claim is, though, just in case those of you who are out there are wondering. The claim is that Z. Cohen has received oodles and boodles of money through the processor Act Blue, which, as you guys probably know, is at the heart of several investigations for doing unethical things you're not supposed to be doing. And the way you know that these are left-wingers and left-wing NGOs who are sending her the money is because they're sending it through Act Blue. That's what they're doing. And we tracked it and showed all of the receipts. And come Friday, we'll just drop all of the receipts again. And you can go through them to your heart's consent. But you don't even have to take my word for it. You can go to the FEC right now and look up how many payments were processed through Act Blue to Ground Game, which is Z. Cohen Sanchez's NGO, Ground Game. She used this illicit funding, I consider it illicit because it came from leftists, in order to build her brand. And she utilized the Un-F America tour to stalk Charlie Kirk and stalk TPUSA, and is still planning, when they have their new tour, to stalk them. She works with another account often called Project Constitution. I dropped all of the tweets, and I'll drop them all again. Hand in hand, they work together, retweeting each other, talking to each other. In fact, Project Constitution said that Z. Cohen Sanchez was more like Charlie Kirk than I would ever be. That's what he said. That's what this guy said. That's the claim. What she's talking about here is just nonsense she made up in her brain. That was never even stated on Joe Rogan's podcast. Just made it all up. Why do you think she didn't show you the clip?
But then he also lied about them. He's accusing them of like laundering money.
Never accused them of laundering money.
And doing this on Joe Rogan's platform, absent any fact check.
No, you could definitely fact check it. I did a whole stream about it.
He just lies, I guess.
No, you just lie, lady. Everything you just came out of your mouth was a lie. I never said any of that, which is why she didn't show any of the clips. She never showed any of the clips. Why? Because she's lying through her teeth.
Yes, that's where they're at right now. Turning Point just needs people that are willing to lie. Nonetheless, I said,
well, then they should hire you because you seem to be great at it.
I have a counter offer.
Counter offer. I want to hear the counter offer.
He says 300K. Let's make it 500K, right? I just have the hunch, this feeling.
This hunch and feeling. She's got a hunch, ladies and gentlemen, and her feelings also. She's got a hunch. She's got a feeling. I can't wait to hear her hunches and feelings. It's my favorite thing to listen to from women is how they feel about you.
Gut instinct that you're maybe being backed by Turning Point USA or
she has a gut instinct that I may be being backed by Turning Point USA. Her gut's telling her that. She's got a gut instinct.
their affiliates in this
Or their affiliates in this case.
debate request. It's just, you don't strike me as someone that has 300K lying around for conversation.
Well, problem you got, lady, is that you don't know shit about nothing. So again, one of the most super chatted channels in the United States, one of the most super chatted channels in the world. I don't know what the you think I have no idea what she's talking about. Oh, wait, I do. I do know what she's talking about because she tells us.
Gut instinct that you're
Yes, a gut instinct.
maybe being backed by
Ooh, a gut instinct and feelings. More of that compelling Candace Owens evidence that I'm so used to hearing about from our detective, our fine detective Owens here. Absent her tweed suit. She has a gut feeling. I just don't have that kind of money laying around. Defense have publicly wrote out something that they want nothing to do with Candace and others for their defense. I'm aware. I'm aware.
Turning Point USA or their affiliates in this debate request. It's just, you don't strike me as someone that has 300K lying around for conversation. I mean, not with that smoking habit in today's economy.
Oh, what a clever joke. Not with that smoking habit in today's economy. No way. Andrew Wilson must spend at least $300,000 a year on cigarettes. Wait, now she wants $500,000 after we've been told nonstop on X by these idiots that she doesn't need the money. I know, it's wild. Candace Owens, who doesn't need the money, suddenly she wants the money. Andrew has $300,000 under his couch cushions.
Right. And given the fact that Turning Point USA has raised $40 million in one night off of Charlie's blood, literally encasing his bloody microphone at a fundraiser event.
Which has what to do with me? I don't know. Can somebody tell me what the that has to do with me? Even if it was all true, like what would that even have to do with me?
That his grieving widow could be captured by the camera standing next to it. I think $500K feels more appropriate. They want to invest in you. You're their guy.
What? Who said any of this? Who said? Can somebody tell me where she gets this idea that TPUSA is investing money in me? What is she talking about? You're their guy. They're investing money in you. The godfather of TPUSA.
I tell them that's what it costs.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. Wish granted. Here's what I'll do. We'll crowdsource $1 million. I'll put out $1 million crowdsource that will have this debate, and I'll take $500,000, and you can take $500,000. Easy. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. Deal. We'll put out a crowdsource for $1 million. She doesn't have to do shit. We'll do it all ourselves. If she takes $500,000, I'll take $500,000. Simple. King of the grift, baby.
What's $500K between old friends, right?
Nothing, but I don't know why you think I need to go TPUSA to get it. I don't know what the she's talking about. What are you talking about, lady? We'll crowdsource it. $1 million, $500K for yours truly, and then $500K for Candace Owens. But I have some stipulations of my own for that kind of money.
Also, my second counter offer position point that I'd like you to meet is I'm 7 months pregnant. So if you fancy a debate face to face, you're going to have to travel to me. It's common decency. No time limit in the debate.
We don't have to do an in-person debate. Totally not necessary to do an in-person debate. But I'm fine with one if that's what you would prefer. But it has to be done on neutral ground. So if she would prefer in-person, that is a fair request. She's pregnant. So I should come out to at least some place that's adjacent where we can meet. Maybe she wants to have private security there. I don't care. They can hold a machine gun the entire time I wreck this chick in the debate. I don't give a shit. So that's a fair stipulation. What else? If it's done in person. Doesn't have to be. We could do it via video too.
Debates, don't worry. It will be live. We will bring up any documents or evidence that you mention as a part of this case. We have a team, so you can send links live. We are happy to pause and allow you to search for any evidence that you reference if the team can't find it for some reason. No tricks, as long as you want. Like I said, live, so anybody could see if we were trying to play tricks.
Fine with that too, as long as I have the same exact resources. However, I don't think it's actually fair. I'm not trying to debate with her and an entire team. I'm trying to debate with her. So in person, probably much better.
As a 2A point here, you're not going to be chain smoking around me, tough guy.
Well, yeah, you're pregnant. And by the way, what does she think that I chain smoke inside of buildings I'm debating in? What is she talking about? And where does she get the tough guy? That's right, tough guy. You're not chain smoking around me, tough guy. Who the chain smoke around you? You're pregnant. And it's what? Yes. Usually when I go to in-person debates, I sit down inside of somebody else's building and start chain smoking. What is he talking about?
To a point here, you're not going to be chain smoking around me, tough guy. Okay, so you're just going
What the hell does that have to do with tough guy? Nothing. I don't get it. Okay, tough girl. Okay, Savage Ann. I won't chain smoke around you. It's stupid stipulation. What a strange criticism that you smoke and drink the godfather to one of her children's Michael Knowles, who smokes and drinks. You know what? Michael, no, actually, that's true. Me and Michael Knowles don't have any interpersonal relationship at all. So here's what my proposition is. Neutral ground will fly out to like your jurisdiction or whatever, but I'm not coming to your studio. That's not neutral ground, and that would be a ridiculous ask. Neutral ground, Michael Knowles as the moderator. That's somebody we can both trust. Now, I've never sat in and had Michael Knowles moderate a debate for me, but I've seen him moderate. He's also a good debater. He understands logic, and I think he'd be a fair moderator. And that's somebody we could both trust. So let's ask Michael Knowles if he'll do a debate moderation for myself and Candace Owens. If he's a godfather of one of her kids, right? My suggestion, my ask would be Michael Knowles, and here's what I'll even do. If we raise this money, right, I'll take $25,000 and give it to Knowles if Candace does the same. If she doesn't want to, fine. Then he can just take my 25 grand. But that guy, I think, would moderate fairly. I think that he would stick exactly to the format that we demanded, and I think he would do it.
to have to bring yourself and leave your cigs at home.
Well, no, I don't have to leave my cigs at home, but what? Why would I have to leave my cigs at home? I just don't smoke in the room you're in, lady. What do you talk? Why would I need to leave my cigs at home?
And this is actually, I would say, the most important part for me. This is what has to happen. Third part here. Either Blake Neff or Andrew Colvett or Erica Kirk must publicly claim you first, meaning
What? Hang on. What?
either Blake Neff or Andrew Colvett or Erica Kirk must publicly claim you first, meaning they must say that they are sending you in to debate on their behalf regarding the Charlie Kirk case.
So you want them to lie? Wait, what? She wants them to lie? Is that what I'm hearing here? She wants them to lie. She wants them to what? That's ridiculous. That stipulation is ridiculous. It's not true. It's literally not true. It's an untrue stipulation. How could anybody concede to this? It's okay, well, my stipulation is that you have to come out publicly and say that the Arabs own you because the own you. It's like, what are you talking about? Nobody even on Candace's side is going to believe that that's a good faith ask. I've literally conceded to almost every ask that she's made here, but this is ridiculous. How they have to claim? What the does that mean? I don't work for TPUSA. I don't work for them. How the hell would they claim me?
Sending you in to debate on their behalf.
I'm sending me in to debate on my behalf. I've been wrecking you dummies since Kirk died. I started with the leftists on TikTok and then started wrecking the conspirators who've been ruining the right. How the hell am I supposed to get them to claim me? I don't work for them. That's the most foolish stipulation ever. So no, she's going to have to strike that stipulation because it's nonsense. You're asking for something that's impossible.
Regarding the Charlie Kirk case. Okay? No worming away after the fact. They don't get to be, we don't really know this guy, whatever. They're boosted.
What? Yeah, they know me. I went down there to train debaters. I met them. Yes, of course. What do you mean? If that's the stipulation, like they just say, yeah, we know who the guy is, then yeah, I think that's fine. But this whole claim him thing is weird. That's just weird. Well, I don't even know what the hell she's talking about. What is she even talking about? They have to claim him.
You're at the headquarters teaching people how to debate.
Yeah. And I'm an excellent debater. Debated the best in the whole world, unlike you, who haven't debated anybody on anything ever.
I got to tell you, from the outside, it kind of looks like Turning Point USA scraping the bottom of the barrel, looking for influencers.
That's nice. Great. Whatever the hell that means. Not with you, though. They weren't scraping the bottom of the barrel there. That's an I don't really want to debate you stipulation. I don't understand the stipulation. It's something outside the realm of possibility because I don't work for them. What the hell is she talking about? It has nothing to do with them. I made the debate challenge. I'm not asking TPUSA to pay for anything. I will literally crowdsource fund this. I'll take 500K, give her 500K. I'll raise $1 million. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I really don't think it's going to be much of a problem. People want to see this debate in the worst way. They want to see this woman get cross-examined.
And they've now arrived at people who are just amoral, who will lie about what people have said and intentionally.
How about if that's the case, how come we didn't play the clip of Rogan so that we could see your lies, Candace? How come? Why? Yeah, I'll debate you, Andrew, but first you have to juggle 27 elephants, travel to Neptune, fight a T-Rex. This is like crazy wackadoo stuff. First, Erica Kirk and Andrew Colvett, they have to claim you, okay? They got to claim you. The first thing, Andrew Colvett, you have to claim him. He's no weaseling away later. You have to say he's going to debate on your behalf. No, broad, I'm going to debate on my behalf. The hell is she talking about? What is this chick talking about? How embarrassing. Love how she thinks and believes. We can't see right through her. That's a ridiculous stipulation. Even the Candace must know that that's a ridiculous stipulation.
Misrepresent their positions, and who I would say are not reminiscent of the honest debate strategy and style that was once employed by their company founder. I mean, Charlie Kirk's brand was clean and respectable. Here is Andrew.
That's clean and respectable. Charlie Kirk's brand was clean and respectable. And now it's not. It has these guys in it who smoke. If you want to have a good faith with me, a good faith debate with me, then you have to concede that Erica Kirk and Israel, Charlie, they did. They Charlie. Okay, they did. I mean, they didn't, but okay, okay. Create another crazy stipulation.
Andrew Wilson, who, I'm not kidding, Turning Point USA says they welcomed him to teach others how to debate.
Yeah. And leftists, they welcomed me to teach them how to debate leftists because I'm one of the very best at debating leftists in existence.
Here's him debating a feminist leftist. Her name also happens to be Charlie.
Oh, okay. You're gonna pull the clip. We're gonna do the bad faith clip where I defend the wife. Great. Oh, she's gonna go through it all. No context, no nothing.
Him in a nutshell.
Thousands upon thousands of debates, and you're only going to play 30 seconds of one where somebody attacked my wife. And so I told them to f off. Jeez. Every time these people. There's no way to cop out. By the way, if it's the case that that's all I do, that's the limits of my debating, then you should be able to crush me easily. You should be able to just stomp my guts out everywhere easily.
And again, just to give you guys the proof here, Andrew Colvett claims they did pay him, but only to come and teach their students how to debate here.
Yeah, that's correct. The thing I've been very public about from day one. Again, let's say CPUSA they called me up and they're like, Andrew, listen, we would love to have you come work for us. And let's just say I wanted to for some. I was like, okay, great. I'll go do that. We're going to pay you $50 million. I'd be like, okay, great. So I'd be on stream. Someone would be like, how much DPUSA paying you? I'd be like, 50 million bucks. I don't give a shit about that stuff. Doesn't bother me a bit. If it's something I believe in, it's not compromising any of my values, but is actually moving towards my values. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't work for them. I don't know what else to tell you. How do I prove a negative? I've told everybody I don't work for him. He's told people I don't work for him. I came in, helped them one day for a debate prep. That went really well. People got a lot out of it. It's not any more complex than that.
Here's his tweet. He wrote, nope, he was paid for 1 day of the debate training for our students and campus debate team. He's not, quote unquote, being paid.
Correct.
But seeing how much they seem to hate that idea, maybe we should see if we can work something out. LOL.
Maybe we should. Little Colvette trolling of the Candace. Just a little bit of Andrew Colvette trolling there. You're like, well, maybe we should hire the guy. Maybe we should, Candace. Maybe we should.
And Blake Neff sharing clips of him on the Joe Rogan show. He does a great job on Joe Rogan dissecting several of the conspiracy theories around Charlie's death and answering Rogan's questions about them. Worth the watch. Okay.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Did Blake Neff retweet? Oh, my God. Did he retweet me? Oh, man. Must be paying me millions. That evidence, a lot of evidence there. Blake Neff retweeted Andrew Wilson. He's in. He's in the club. Just like that. Right in that club. Of course, tons of her followers also retweeted me, but nobody's accusing them of paying me, of course. Just her.
So, yeah, that's my counteroffer. I want Turning Point USA on record, just to recap, saying that you are representing them. And
why would you want them to lie? I'm representing me. What is she talking about? I'm representing myself.
You know, that they're not going to shirk responsibility and pretend like, oh, we just paid a one time. Yeah.
That's because that's all they did.
He's going in there and we want him to debate on our behalf.
Why in the world would that be a stipulation for a debate with Candace Owens on her views and my views of the Charlie Kirk? That makes no sense at all. Well, they have to, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Well, maybe I'll call Andrew up. Hey, man. You know, she put in the stipulation. I guess you're going to have to pay me a whole bunch of money to go do this debate. That's what Candace wants you to do. She wants you to pay me a whole bunch of money to go and do this debate. Is that, I don't even understand how this tracks.
Another point 2A, obviously you will not be chain smoking around me.
Okay. Those stipulations are fair. Not in your studio. That would be unfair. That would give you an unfair advantage in a debate. But neutral ground, flying out to where your location is with a neutral moderator, that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. But I have some stipulations of my own. If we're going to do this, it needs to be a 3.5 hour long debate. And if you quit before the 3.5 hours, you lose and you don't collect any of the money. If you quit before then, you don't collect any of the cash. Secondly, no ad hominems. I won't use them. You don't use them. No insults. Neither of us will use those either. This will literally be about the facts, and that's it. However, I do demand a 1 hour cross-examination time for each of us. I get an hour to cross-examine. She gets an hour to cross-examine. You do 15-minute openings each, right? And then the rest you can have open dialogue. But I want an hour each of cross-examination. $500,000, that sounds reasonable. Hour each of cross-exam. She can start with her cross-exam first. Ask whatever questions that she wants. and reclaim her time if I don't answer those questions. But I'm going to do the exact same thing. And I'm going to ask her a lot of really tough questions. But again, no insults, none of that. And the first person who uses them forfeits, collects nothing. Those seem like completely fair stipulations. I won't target her family. She won't target mine. We're just going to go there and argue and debate the facts and the facts only. Now, you can't get mad at tone if somebody's just like, oh, he's condescending like women do. No, it has to be an actual insult. And that's it. Or an ad hom. Or a personal attack or something like this. How's that for easy? But 1 hour of cross-exam. And the questions are allowed to be open questions, relating and pertaining to claims she's made on the Kirk and any claims I've made on the Kirk assassination. Any claims that have been made in regards to this, we can ask about. That seems completely reasonable. She agrees to those very, very reasonable terms, very rational terms. She drops the last stipulation, which is ridiculous and nobody can comply with because you're asking people to lie. You're literally asking me to lie and them to lie. Then the rest of it seems fine. I'll fly out to where you're at. I understand you're pregnant. That's fair. No smoking around you. That's fine too. I won't be in the studio smoking. Use my nicotine packs or whatever. And yeah, as long as it's on neutral ground, it can't be in her studio because that wouldn't be neutral. That sounds totally rational and reasonable. Would be great to have a real debate like that. Exactly. It's going to be a real debate. For that kind of money, people deserve a real debate. A real one. Where you actually have to answer for your bullshit. But don't worry. I'll answer for whatever it is you think, whatever claims you think I've made on the case. I'll answer to those too. I'll even let her go first.